The ceasefire deal will end the agonizing wait of dozens of families whose loved ones have been held hostage in Gaza. Some of them are American. As Nick reported earlier, the first phase of this deal will include the release of 2 Americans. One of them is Sagi Dekel-Chen, kidnapped from Kibbutz Nir Oz while trying to defend his family on October 7th. I spoke to his father, Jonathan, before the U.S. confirmed that Sagi was on the list to be released in Phase 1. Jonathan, thank you so much for being with us. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
I just want to begin with your reaction to the announcement of today's deal. What did you think when you heard the news?
Well, my first reaction is gratitude to the 2 administrations, the outgoing Biden and the incoming Trump administrations, for really being the catalyst to make this happen. It's a very rare thing, I think, in American politics today, for something like this to happen. Sort of put aside the partisanship and to work together, shoulder to shoulder, over the course of the last few weeks to bring us to the brink of ending this madness in Gaza and bringing our 98 hostages home.
I know the details are still emerging, but the hostage release is likely to occur in phases, likely to begin with women. Have you heard anything about when you might expect Sagi to be released? Is it possible he could be part of this first phase?
Honestly, we really don't know. There's a lot of background noise. We will be wiser in 6 weeks, once this first phase is completed. We hope and we pray that Sagi will be a part of that, but we will be overjoyed for the families of anyone who is released. And more importantly, implore the incoming Trump administration and the intermediaries to make sure that all phases of this deal are implemented. It is simply not going to be enough to have the first phase go through and then allow the situation to deteriorate again. We need all 98 home, and the people of Gaza need peace.
How worried are you that over the next several weeks something could fall apart and the deal could fall through?
It's a constant worry. This is a very volatile situation in a very volatile part of the world in which we live. Therefore, it's premature to, for me at least, to be overly enthusiastic or optimistic, because as we have learned over the course of the last 15 months and, for most of my lifetime in the Middle East, there's always a surprise and usually a bad surprise around the corner. So we need help here in the same way that we needed help from the U.S. government and the intermediaries to get to this point. We will need their help to see it through. I have very little doubt. And keeping pressure, first and foremost, on Hamas to live up to its part of the agreement, and perhaps also the Israeli government, if it in any way wavers in its commitment to getting this done.
You have been very pointed in your criticism before of the Netanyahu government. You've accused them of not meaningfully participating in the efforts to get the hostages released. On the flip side, as you mentioned, Hamas has not been a reliable partner in these talks. But in Israel, what do you think shifted that allowed things to get to at least this point today where there is a deal?
It seems to me that there's very little doubt that what put this into motion was President Trump's statement, I believe about 7 weeks ago, about hell to pay. And that rattled cages around the Middle East, Hamas, Egypt, Qatar, and also in the Israeli government. And while the plan that has been approved today, as so we learned a couple of hours ago, is pretty similar to the one that was first proposed by President Biden in late May of last year, it's clear that the urgency to get it done, no matter what, it came as a result of that statement 7 weeks ago from President Trump.
Jonathan, we've been so fortunate to have you join the show many times to share your efforts to get your son and the other hostages home. And I remember in a conversation with my colleague, Nick Schifrin, you talked about the day that your son was kidnapped. You talked about how he was working to protect his wife and his children on Kibbutz Nir Oz in their home. Can you tell us how his wife is doing today and his children? Have you told them, your grandkids, that their dad could come home soon?
We have not yet shared the news about the impending agreement, or now the announced agreement, because we don't want these girls to be crushed again, a 3 and a 7-year-old. Thankfully, the 1-year-old doesn't ask a lot of questions, so there's no worries there. What we are doing will be attending the inauguration of President Trump, for them to see the power really of so America in its best light, getting something good done that has to happen, not just for the good of Sagi and Israel, but really, I think, for all well-meaning people in the world. So I hope that the reunion will be as fast as possible. But for now, we're keeping the news to ourselves.
Jonathan Dekelchen, thank you so much for joining us once again. We hope Sagi is home safe with you and his family very soon. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you so much.